Hello, visionaries. How are you? I'm doing better than my birthday weekend, if you may have seen my notification about that or not. So today, what I'd like to do every week is do some short trainings, just little snippets to get you thinking about things. There's a hair over here and it's irritating me. Just to get you thinking about different things, challenging your status quo. In particular, I know that we're all online that are here listening, but there are a lot of us that are also participating as well as online, also offline. And one of the most important elements is attending events such as networking, such as live events, live workshops, because this is also how you attract clients. Now, if you went through my brand building, it was on my brand building training in the group. I believe it was day 3. I think when I went into day 3, yes, because I was talking about people buy from people and building the know, like, trust phases and the stages. And I also, did I? Can't remember. I think I mentioned as well the phases of the know, like, trust and building that. And in that know, like, trust, that is the most, well, maybe it's just me. I find it the most fun building know, like, trust when I'm at an event, networking, live workshop. And there are 4 things or 3 things I want to mention about this. So how you're attracting new clients at events. Now, when I speak of new clients, in my brand building training, I mentioned that it takes 3 to 6 months approximately to build know, like, trust, to build your community. Now, a new client may have been following you within those 3 to 6 months, or they may have met you for the first time at this event, but have already put their query or what they're looking for prior to meeting you, and it's within this 3 to 6 month period that they suddenly meet you and go, boom, this is exactly the person that I'm looking for. So this is important to keep in mind when attending events, workshops, networking events or galas or whatever there is. Or even if you're just going to a Tupperware party, or which I don't go to because they drive me up the wall. I don't know, you get all different, like birthday parties, whatever it is. So if you're there, there are always clients, always. There are always clients. In particular, your soul group is everywhere. So when you go to an event, it's important to remember the following. What is my life purpose? 2, all these events, workshops, parties, it all has a theme. So, for example, the Changemakers Global Unite event in Sweden that I'm managing, that's at the end of September, is all about change makers globally, what everyone's doing and how we're wanting to not learn the same stuff, but raise the bar and learn from others and challenge them to create even bigger change by challenging the status quo. So there's a theme. So if you're coming to the event with a different theme where it's all about me, this is all I'm going to be doing, you're missing the mark. And that's when when things just go horribly wrong. just like you start talking to someone and everyone's kind of like, does this person know where they're actually at what event we're actually at? Or you're at a birthday party and all you're doing is sell. When people are like, oh, I really just don't want to be around this person that much right now. Not interested. So it's important to remember, know, like, trust. What is your life purpose? Be aware of that and conscious of it. Be aware of the theme that's happening at the event, the networking, birthday party, whatever it is. And then, I've got my notes over here, connecting with a common denominator. And the only way you can connect with common denominators is with my second point, which is attracting new clients by being a connector. and not the solution provider. Often what we do is when we go to events, we're all like, I've got my business cards and I'm going to sell to everybody and I'm going to sell myself. You don't literally say that, but that's kind of like what you think. You're going, I'm going to a networking event and I'm going to meet a lot of people and I better have my business cards already because I'm just going to hand it out left, right, and center. Yeah, baby. And it's not about that. The second point about being a connector, and what I tend to do is, I don't have my business cards here now, sorry. Usually we all have the same size business cards, and I have a little piece of paper or a little cardboard that I take with, and I even have a stapler with me, like a little mini stapler. I don't even have my stapler yet. I think my kids have been in my office. Anyway, so I have a little mini stapler that I take with me. When I'm speaking to somebody, even when I'm online, I think someone just did today. Someone interviewed me today. Hilda Foster, she interviewed me today and asked me, do I know about a VA? So I'm a connector. So I'm like, yes, I do. And she asks me because she knows I have a team and how to have I managed my team and how have I found them and who can I recommend. So when you're at an event or networking, listen, these two things on the side of your ears, all right, they're here to listen. This doesn't move first, this moves first. And you don't just listen with your ears, you listen with your eyes as well, when we are blessed, of course, with our eyesight. Because we can watch body language, we can also, I mean, you don't need your eyesight for this, but you feel the body language and the energy that's going in there. So someone's speaking to you and you're listening and you're not going, oh, well, that's not what I do, so I can't possibly help you with that. Well, that was a waste of time. You might not be the right person for that person at the moment, for the pain point that you have, but you're connected to somebody else. And you're seen as the person that knows a lot of people. Sounds really weird. It's not like a know-it-all thing, but you're actually seen as the connector because you're networking a lot. And you're not there to just, I'm just looking out for me. It's me or nobody, people. But rather, I think this person will be able to help you. You know what? I'll put in a good word for you because I think this would really benefit you in this and this and this way. And what I normally do is at events, if I have a lot of time as well. So when I'm listening to somebody, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to write this down on this piece of paper and staple it to my business card so the two things are always together. And then when someone like, oh, I remember, oh, yeah, I remember. And I always follow up. In whichever way, I always try to follow up. Did you get a hold of this person? And I always get their business cards as well, scribble some notes on there as well on what we spoke about, on how I wanted to help them, what solutions I maybe gave them, if I connected them with anybody. Because this keeps the conversation going, know, like, trust, and where they are in their situation, where they are in their problem finding phase at the moment, you know. And it's even things like I'll be speaking to someone and they'll, what's an example? Oh, you know, I'm having troubles with my teenagers at the moment, and there's a common denominator. I have two teenage, well, one teenager and one going on teenager age-wise at the moment as well, you know. And then you speak about things and you ask questions and genuinely ask questions, not just surface, you know, I'm just trying to get in your pants type of thing, you know, those scaly type of things. I think I'm losing my voice. This is really funny. And really asking genuine questions and finding a common denominator and the values. So you're building the know, like, trust, because there's something about connecting with someone where it's like, oh, you know what? This person gave me advice, not because they wanted to sell me something. I don't even work with teenagers, but I have my own experience, and maybe what I'm going through may help this person, and just jotting down some notes. So you're always staying in someone's mind, and they may not be the person, they being the person that we're speaking to, may not be the person that's a sole client, but they might know of somebody else as well and connect me with them. And you never know where that leads. So that's also connecting with new clients and attracting new clients just by being a connector and by being very, very normal without being, you know, straight up in your face. Also, what's important is to be the leader and not the know-it-all. You know, there's always that, and I'm sure I've been this way as well. So you could, you know, give me a face slap as well. But there's moments when you go to events or networking, whatever, and there's always that person that knows it all. Like, it's just like, oh yes, the bathroom's that way. And they're not even part of the organization. They just like, no, don't sit over there because they told you that you need to do that. And don't do that. And you just kind of like, there's too many don'ts here. Like, I can't cope with this. So you just avoid that person at all costs, because they're connecting on a authoritative level, and there's no like, trust, and no social, I don't want to say no social building skills, but there's no social phases that they're going through. You know, it's like, I don't just, it's the same when you just, you know, get some random person that comes up to you for the first time, looks at you up and down and goes, should we go? Let's go home. You follow me. And you kind of like, what? It's the same when you're going to a networking event or to an event and someone's just bossing you around in terms of, you know, don't do this and this is where the food is and you have to go over there. And you just kind of like, I don't like being around that person. So by remembering, not just remembering, by immersing yourself in your life purpose and knowing why you're there according to what the theme is, and knowing that you're there to build relationships. And maybe you strike it lucky in that you get a client immediately because they've already been in this 3 to 6 months phase of putting the desire to receive a solution into the world. And then you happen to come along because you're just being you and wanting to build a relationship. And you come forth with the third point as the thought leader and not the know-it-all. And by being the thought leader, you're taking into consideration the empathy, the energy, the know, like, trust, where somebody is in their phase, connecting on terms of values, on terms of common denominators. And through that, you're building a relationship and you're able to just, you know, something might not happen immediately, but in that moment, someone feels connected to you. And when people feel connected to you, it's almost guaranteed that you start building an entourage of people following you somewhere, because they see that's the person we want to be, because you're the connector, you're building relationships, there's the know, like, trust, you're not judging anybody, you're not putting anybody down, you're not the know-it-all, you're just being yourself and you're just encompassing who you are. And there's a theme that's going around. You know, it might be a networking event, for example. I think it's now 2 years ago, I used to be part of the BNI, Business Network International, if you haven't heard of that before. And when I joined it, I was very hesitant because I hadn't worked through then what I've worked through now. But then it was all about, I was very hesitant to go because it was all the Austrian companies and businesses. And here, in Austria, my education, my studies, my experience is not acknowledged because it wasn't attained in Austria. So I didn't go to school here, I didn't study here. And when you finish studying here, it's more valuable than the experience. So when you graduate from university here, you get a title. It's called a Magister. It's spelled Magister. And this Magister kind of gives you more authority. And this authority really kept me small because I don't want to say I believed, but I really felt that I wasn't good enough to be in the presence of all these people because they had this title, but they didn't have the experience that I had or have. So when I was in the networking, what I really learned, and I left after the 2 years because I felt like I was drowning and all I was in was this proving energy all the time. And now I've had a break. yeah, 2-year break. And I really want to go back again because now I'm in a different space. Now I'm not so much influenced or being influenced by the Austrian culture. And it's not just Austrian, it's Germanic speaking culture in which Germany, Switzerland, Austria. I'm not so fazed anymore by what title you have, but more about connecting with my soul group and connecting because I believe in myself and I know that I'm a connector and I have a common denominator that I can find with you. And if I don't find that, I can recommend someone else. And this is something that I also learned through Business Network International. I had to think about the name for a moment. And it was here that I learned, because you go to the network every single week. And it's always early in the morning. I think it starts like 6:30 in the morning and goes through to 8:30. And everybody has breakfast. And there's a group of people. There's only one person representing a market, a niche. So I would be the person representing advertising agency, online marketing, websites, branding. And how funny, I'm losing my voice. And every week you get 60 seconds to introduce yourself. It's your short pitch about who you are, what you do. And this is something I really learned. In the beginning, you're so all about yourself. And then after a while, you really get into it and you have fun. So when you go to a meeting where there's a theme, even if it's networking, you learn to just, hey, so what do you do? You know, or it's not just, so what do? You find a common denominator and then you're just networking with one another and building relationships. And from the relationships comes, what's the English word? Word of mouth. And this word of mouth brings clients. It attracts new clients because I'm building a relationship with someone who may not be, you know, they have teenager problems, but they're going to remember me because of something, a connection that we had, a common denominator. And they might be at work or they might be at a Tupperware party and someone's going, you know, I really want to start a business, but I don't really know where to start. And they'll go, I know someone, I met someone at a networking event. And that's where it goes, attracting the clients, because I'm staying true to myself. I'm not pushing it. I'm a thought leader. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm remembering what the theme is at the party, at the network, at the event, so that I show up as a thought leader, not as a know-it-all, and building the relationships through finding a common denominator. And, next time I'll bring it, having little tools that you just take with, you know, this is just for me, but taking my business card, a little stapler and a little card that I can staple together with information or stuff that we spoke about, or a recommendation or a book recommendation or something to that effect. And this is what people then remember, you know. And that is what I would recommend for some events. I think I wrote down here as well. Yeah. I would love to know from you, so if you're watching this on the replay, or if you hear, give me a thumbs up, or let me know if you hear, or share some hearts. I like the little hearts when it goes bloop, 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 all over on the screen. Why or what events are you attending in the next while? Or what events have you been stalking but are hesitant to attend because of? What would be the reasons where you think, I don't know if I should be going because it's a repetition of XYZ, or I don't know anybody, or it's quite far to travel. I don't know if I'm actually going to get something out of it. What are the reasons why? Oh, thank you for the hearts. What are the reasons, thanks Gabi, that you aren't attending events at the moment? Is it because you feel, I'm an introvert? You know, because I'm an introvert, I don't know if I should be attending events, or, you know, I can't voice my opinion. For this, I really, really, really want to, thank you, Sarah. I really want to encourage you, when you go to an event, whether you're introvert, extrovert, ambivert, it's not about the personality, it's about the mentality. As I said, when you go to the event or to a networking, or there might be something down the road from you, or even attending the event that I'm holding, come on, Changemakers Global Unite, in September, it doesn't matter what's happening over there. It's not about you, it's about building relationships. And when you remember that it's about building relationships, whether you're introvert or extrovert, it doesn't matter. That building the relationship is what's going to attract the clients. Now, it happens, the same techniques that are being done offline is also online. You hear it all the time when you go into a Facebook group or even in this group and you're needing to connect with people. Like I'll put in the group, what's today? Tuesday. So today's branding, about branding, or tomorrow's about strategy, and Thursday's about Facebook Lives, and Friday's about up close and personal. And then it's like, well, I don't know what to, and if I write this, maybe someone will think something funny of me. It's just putting it out there, and people get into discussions, into talking and building the relationships. And once you build the relationships, you build a rapport with someone, and that leads from one thing to the next. And before you know it, there's such a know-like-trust relationship being built that you're able to be recommended to someone or referred or attracting new clients. That's the way you attract new clients, and they're clients everywhere, whether you're on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it is, or you're going to a networking event. Nothing's too far, nothing's too difficult. I know that was it last year? Yes, I think it was last year. Last year, January, I flew to Rich, Hot and Spiritual networking event, Carol's event in London. I think it was in January, from here. I mean, I just went over there for the day to be a part of the event, the networking event, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, I'm an extrovert or I'm an ambivert, like I like my privacy, but I love building relationships. And I know there are introverts who are scared of building relationships because they're going to be judged. When you come with that attitude, that's what's going to come back. So remember the theme, remember your life purpose, and connect on common denominators. You may not know what do you do, you may not know your message, you may not be very clear on the structure of your funnels at the moment, but that's not why you're going to the networking event. That's not why you're going to the event. You're going there to learn, and you're going there to build relationships, and you're going there to be the connector and the networker. You're going there as the thought leader as opposed to the know-it-all. Because those people that come in as the know-it-all, they're not the ones that are being followed. The ones that are being followed and are being listened to, and the person in the room is the person that's being themselves, whether you're loud or soft or quiet or highly sensitive or empathic or sympathetic or whatever. You're the one that's people are being attracted to you because you're offering solutions. And those solutions are building relationships. So yeah, it was in January. I flew to London for a one-day. It was actually just a morning event. It was from 10 to 2. And then I flew back the next day. So I flew one day before, stayed for the event, stayed in a friend, and then I flew back again and then built relationships. And from that, the commitment and the building relationship, and I don't know what else was there, but Carol invited me then in October to speak at the event. The next Rich, Hot and Spiritual, which is freaking awesome. That was so cool. I so enjoyed that. And I didn't go and speak because I was like, I am the speaker and everybody will follow me. It wasn't about that. Again, there's a theme, Rich, Hot and Spiritual. Everybody's wanting to connect. I'm not there. I know what I offer, but I'm not there to go, look what I offer. I was following my life purpose. So rallying up the leaders. And then in the second starting place, if people were looking for branding, often I had, I think 2 or 3 women came up to me and they're like, oh my God, what was it? I already have someone doing my branding. And I was like, well, that's great. As long as it tickles your fancy, that's great. So what else can we talk about? It doesn't just have to be about that. And then the common denominator would be the underdog mentality for my soul group as creative visionaries, but not really expressing themselves. So there were other things where we're building relationships and not just what I do. And that's also attracting clients, because those wonderful human beings who had already done their branding, they are referring me to other people to do their branding or to do their business strategy. You know, how are you setting up your marketing? How are you doing your funnels? What message are you putting out there? What's going to be coming on the web? What's, you know, being designed on the website? How are we going to build the website up? What's the consumer psychology behind it? All those things that are intricate over there, integrated there. So that is, I didn't keep this very short. I'm so sorry. It's 25 minutes. I can just talk so much. That is the little training. Let me see what questions you have over here. So. Hey, Ola, how are you? Sarah, Amy, Khadi. I'm so glad that you found this great information. Mwah, love you. I need to find events to attend. Ola, where do you live? There are so many events around. There are so many women networking agencies, networking. Yeah, let me know where you live and I can get you on some ideas on what to research and what to Google to go and find some events. One very international networking is in the UK is the Athena networking. I live in London. Perfect. There's Athena networking. There's Global Woman. There is, damn it, I forgot her name, but I'll find her. I forgot her name now. Tobakonya, I can't remember. There's another female events. There is Rich Hot and Spiritual with Carol. There is, I wanted to mention someone else now. There's Project Positive Change when they have networking events. There is Business Network International. There are lots of events that are happening. Definitely that you can get involved over there. I'll pop the names in as well. Well, if Amy's here and she's listening, maybe she could pop the names in as well. Exactly the reasons why we're going to Changemakers Global Unite, as well as an event on Friday. Yes! And it's just to build relationships. That's the most important thing. And at the Changemakers Global Unite.com, really take, I'll put the link in as well. The early bird ends in May, and this is where all change makers are getting together in terms of education, in terms of high performance life performance, in terms of mental health, in terms of artistry, in terms of sport, in terms of optimizing your life and your business. Who else is there? Can't remember now. Where we're all getting together, where we all have our opinion and our change which we're doing, but we need people to challenge that so that we can actually level it up, you know, take it up a notch more, or even quantum leaps with it, because there are others that we need to have attend, like Greta Thunberg, the young 13-year-old, or she's 15 years old, sorry, from Sweden. I saw a post today, she's like, it's not climate change anymore, it's climate crisis. There's different words for it now. And I was like, exactly. We need to challenge the status quo so we start thinking differently, so we come up with other solutions. I get very excited about this. Awesome. So it's a pleasure, Ola. I wish you a fantastic day. I'm going to attend to the throat because it seems that I'm losing my voice. This is very exciting. And now the sun's coming out after pissing down with rain. I would love to hear from you as well. What events you're going to be attending in the next while. Maybe there are a few events that you're interested in. Share with us in the links so that we can see what you're attending. It might be interesting for somebody else. Make friends, because then you can meet each other at the event, build a relationship, get referrals. You know what I'm talking about. Today, Monica, today I made a move towards myself. I cleared everything personal in my office, I'm goosebumps, at work. So I clear the illusion of not having a collar so I can see the one holding the leash. Girlfriend, you are on a freaking mission, my girl. I love it. I saw your post about putting the collar in your dog, and I was like, yeah. That's what we do. We restrict ourselves with that collar, the collar of limiting beliefs. All right, guys, let me go. Otherwise, I'm going to talk forever. Khadi, I will see you on Friday. We are going to Vienna. It's a 5-hour drive, guys. Well, with the train for 3 hours, but still, we're going to the event to build relationships. We're not going to the event to sell. Build relationships. Love you all. Have an awesome day. And Ola, if I forget to write those events, remind me, because sometimes it slips my mind. And let me know as well, everyone else listening, even on the replay, what events are you attending so that we can connect and maybe we meet up there as well so we can build relationships. Have an awesome day. Love you all lots. And next week, I'll be putting in the live training for next week again, same time. Love you lots. Bye.